Welcome back, everyone. There we go, I got it right. Moving on to some comics that I got signed. They gave this out. This is a alternate, variant edition of The Walking Dead #1 by Dean Haspiel. I think he did the cover. As you can see, there's his thing. But I met him there and got him to sign it on the left over here. So, very cool. Comic-Con exclusive. And then here's one that's not signed. This was the wife's. She kind of forgot to get him to sign it. Because it was funny. Because the artists really weren't charging for autographs. But when I asked him, I always ask before I do anything because you never know. You don't want them to sign. Be like, oh, well, I want $5. I was like, how much to sign it? He's like, they gave it to you for free, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right. He's like, so I'm not going to charge you. He's like, they gave me a few of these to sell. He's like, and I'm charging, I think he said like $5 for an autograph or something like that. He's like, but because they gave it to you free, he's like, I don't mind signing it for free. He's like, that's not a problem. So he signed it for free, and like I said, the wife forgot to get her signed, but hey, whatever. And he was just a really cool guy. He really was nice. He was trying to like push a couple of his books that he's got coming out, which they just weren't for me. So I mean they were cool, and he was giving really good deals too. I was kind of thinking, I was like, just to get it, because there was one book of his that he was actually doing free sketches inside the book, if you got the book, and the book was only like $5. So I was like, damn, man. And I kept thinking, I'm like, and then I just never went back around to it. But Dean Haspiel, like I said, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Let me see. Yeah, that's it right there, Dean Haspiel. I think that's how I say it. Just a really nice guy. So if you ever see him, give him a look. I mean, he's got some cool stuff, and he's just cool. And he didn't charge me. The one guy that did charge me, well, there's two people that charged me the entire time, but we're going to get into this one. I got this signed. This is a reprint of The Amazing Spider-Man 252, and I got signed by Tom DeFalco. And I didn't want to get my real one signed. I was kind of like, I'll just get the reprint one. I walked up to him, and I asked him, I was like, how much for an autograph? He's like, let's see. He's like, how many things do you have? So I had 3 things. He's like, give me $2. So I'm like, all right. So I gave him $2. I got this signed, and I got this Captain America 423 signed. I just figured, the hell with it. I mean, basically, he was the editor-in-chief of Marvel, and that's about it. I mean, he did some writing here and there and stuff like that, but that was it. I mean, he's not that he's not famous. Like he's well known, and he was a nice guy, but it just sucks that he charged like all right, I guess it could have been worse, but yeah, I just got that signed, and I'll show you something else later on that I got him to sign. But that's for the grand finale, I guess. All right. Now another guy, I don't know how to say his name. I think it's Elia Benetti. That's how you say it. I got him to sign my Edge of Spider-Verse up there. Yeah, it's Benetti right there. And he signed my Death of Wolverine. You can kind of see it right there. I don't know if he was Italian or if he was Canadian or what, because he had like a really thick accent. And this must have been like his first convention, because he was not prepared at all. He didn't have any markers. He didn't have like anything. He was just kind of sitting at the table. He had a couple of books that I guess I don't know if he was selling or he was reading. And I went up to him and was like, how much for an autograph? He's like, no. He's like, I'm not, very thick accent. He's like, I'm not charging. He's like, what do you want me to sign? And I was like, I have these 2 books, and I have this other thing, which, as you can see, obviously it's my Marvel poster, so but I'll show you that later. And he's like, no, he's like, free. He's like, don't worry. He's like, but do you have anything I can use? So, me being stupid, I totally forgot my thick Sharpie marker. I only had my fine-tipped Sharpie marker. So that's why it's so thin and, well, it's not light, but that's like one of the reasons I'm just like, okay. But he's like, thank you, and I gave him, I think I gave him a marker or something like that. I was like, you can have it. He's like, all right, thank you, and nice guy. But I'm going to cut it here, because it's getting too long again. Like I said, it's insane. It's going to be a lot of parts. I'm sorry, but it's the way I got to do it. And there's Seamus whining. So come back for the next part. See you soon.